Welcome to Collecting Chaos and the Eternal Mylite Project. I am going to show some comics a little bit later in the video, but I thought before I get started with that, I'd give you a rundown on what I do in order to pack comics. In other words, to prepare them for shipping. And if you're interested in seeing that, you might want to watch the whole video. Otherwise, skip towards the end and just watch the part you want to see. I will also, at the end of the video, show which comic of the three I selected as my pick of the week, as far as cover of the week. That might surprise you. So if you want to see it, keep watching. If not, skip towards the end. Watch the last part of it. Okay, the first thing I do, or the first thing I need to do, and this is, some of this has been modified from recent events where someone got some comics that were damaged, because I used to use slightly oversized cardboard to back it. And as you can see, it is slightly oversized. The problem with that is, if I don't fill in the sides, the cardboard can fold over, the comics can get damaged. This happened to me recently, so I've had to change up a little bit. And what I'm doing now is I'm actually cutting the stiffening boards to size. So they're just very slightly larger than the comic that I'm sending. So I cut one already, now I'll cut the other one. And it's a pretty easy process. I simply mark it, get out a cutter, and you want to try to make them as straight as possible. I've done this so many times that I'm getting fairly good at following the line. Need to turn the air conditioner off. Once you got that on one side, just go from the other side and finish cutting it. That's pretty simple. Anybody can do that. All you need is a cutter. Then I take the comics and I count them. In this case, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 12 comics that I'm going to ship. That is going to take a priority medium flat box. Packing material. Yeah, I make inner sleeves. In other words, I'm going to create a brick here. So here's a magazine sized bag, and that's my first preference for making an inner sleeve. Let's see if I can. But these comics aren't quite going to fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break them down into 2. Each with 6, and I'll put those in Golden Age boards. Golden Age bags. Let me get a Golden Age bag. And I have some old Golden Age stuff that I use for this. I'm not going to go out and buy new ones, but I got tons of old stuff. That is, if I can find it. Where's my Golden Age? Ah, there they are. And these sleeves are like 20 years old, but 20, 25 years old, but it doesn't matter because they're not going to be used to store comics, just to make a brick. And I slide them in. And 6 fits in here real tight in the Mylar. And of course, everything I ship goes in a Mylite with a half backboard. And that's fairly tight. Next, I tape them. Now if I have, 7 comics or less, I'll put them in a Golden Age bag, and I'll use similar steps, but not exactly the same. And I'll show that on a later video. Use a little blue tape, and I have a little tag on there so they can easily be removed. And if the person is going to receive these is watching them, he can get excited because he knows he's going to get them soon. Unfortunately, the days that I can ship things is limited by the hours of the post office and when I have to work. So, and these I'll stack in between them. I haven't been using tape on these boards. I think I'm going to start. The only tape I use for anything is blue tape. And I want that to be fairly solid. And again, I put little tags on the end. I just automatically do that when I cut the tape. I automatically fold it over, and that should do fine for that. Next, we get bubble wrap. Well, it's time to move on to the next phase. And that's bubble wrap, because we want to protect this as much as we can. Now I generally just make it so that I can wrap the whole thing, and I'm going to need it about here. Turn this like this so it's easier for me to get to. And you won't see me cut it because it's off the camera, so I'll know how to move it up a little bit. That's it right about there. Cutting bubble wrap is pretty easy. All you got to do is get it started. And if your scissors are sharp, it'll go right through. And if the scissors are not sharp, it'll tear it, like this did. Yeah, I need to sharpen my scissors. I got about 12 pair of scissors, and every one of them needs to be sharpened. Okay. The bubble wrap phase is almost finished. And it's not big enough. I'll have to cut a new piece, but I'll use that for something else. That's not a big deal. I can't believe I cut it too short. It's not big enough. It's the thickness of the packet, so I'll have to cut it this way. Not a big deal. That's why I buy lots of it. I was trying to reuse bubble wrap, but everybody wants to put 14 tons of tape on it. That makes it really difficult to reuse because the tape doesn't come off. I said, the heck with it, it's not that much. I just go ahead and buy a roll. These scissors are almost as dull as the other ones. Not quite, but almost. Really need to sharpen all of them. Alright. Turn it so the bubble side is up. Set this there. And get out my plastic wrap. I don't use saran wrap, contrary to popular belief. I use plastic wrap. I guess we could use saran wrap, but this stuff is actually less expensive. Getting it started is the hard part. But once you get it started, you're pretty good. And I like to wrap the whole thing in plastic wrap so there's no chance of water getting in. Because you got to assume several things with the Postal Service. The first is that they're going to play football with your package. So you want a nice brick so that when they play football with it, it doesn't get damaged. That's part of the plastic wrap. And the next thing you want to assume is that they're going to throw it in water. And having the plastic wrap all around like that will help to repel any water. Finally, put a bunch of crap in a box. These bags are, I'm reusing a box here. I have new ones, but I'm going to reuse this one. And it sits right in there in the priority mailbox. Let me go get some more packing material. For additional packing material, I'm just going to use this stuff that somebody else sent me. We got some real thick bubble wrap here. And some old bubble wrap with 37 tons of tape on it that I can tear out part of. We'll slide that on this side. A couple of these little airbags. I use whatever on these medium flat rate boxes. It doesn't really matter what you use to fill it up with. Take off this old mailing address. Because we don't really need that anymore. Where's my... Forgot my tape. I'm not used to packing in here, so... Got the package sealed up, got my little shipping label on it with collecting chaos right there. my return address and where it's going to, that I covered up so you couldn't see it. I'll get a marker and mark that out, or maybe just cover it over with a, yeah. I'm not going to worry about that. They'll figure it out. And set it over here, the stuff to go in the mail. And it's going out today. Excuse me while I scare the crap out of Delco. Yeah, that was fun. But that's basically the way I package a large package for shipping, or a medium-sized box for shipping. I like to make bricks. In a future video, I'll show you how I do it with the Gemini mailers. And let's get on to looking at some comic books. Okay, and now these are all recent acquisitions, but as they're going into the black hole that I call my collection, I think it's appropriate to have them as part of the Eternal Mylite project. Spawn number 4, and no, I don't really collect Spawn, but I did want the first 12 issues, and I think I'm missing one to have all of those. Not number 1, but I'm missing some. So there's Spawn number 4. It still has a coupon. Here's Spawn number 314. This is not going in my collection. This is going up for auction tonight, and it's a little bit dirty. Why would a brand new comic be dirty? Jeez, people. Learn to take care of your stuff. Tip Top Comics number 71. It has a little thing over here. And concerned with these pages. They look, yeah. The old comics, some of them, they didn't care about the trim, and so you get a lot of edge damage on some of them. These are all reprints from the comic strips, but that's okay. I don't mind. I didn't have a Tip Top Comics. That's one of the reasons why I wanted this one. Now, interesting enough, this has the Cats and Jammer Kids, or the Captain and the Kids, and my Ace Comics from 1938 also has the Captain and the Kids on the cover. And this is from March of 1942. I bought it because I thought it might have some of the Tarzan strips in it, but it doesn't. It has Little Abner though, so that's okay. Here's the Adam and the Hawkman 45, which was the last issue, I believe. And the Adam and Hawkman 39, which I think was the first issue of the Adam and the Hawkman. Before that, the comic was just called The Atom. This is number 37. So I'm slowly getting a nice collection of the Atom, which is mostly Gil Kane art. Okay, if it seems like I jumped real quick, I did. It says my card was full, and I ended up going through all the rest of the comics that I'm going to show this morning before I even found out that it was full and I wasn't recording. So, yeah, here we go again. This is Green Lantern number 31. I'm slowly starting to build a decent collection of Green Lantern. Not particularly concerned with getting high-grade copies. I just want copies of them. And I've always liked Green Lantern because of, you know, the Gil Kane art. I mean, it was some of his best art that he ever did, I think. But then, what do I know? I like the Green Lantern movie. And I keep going back to that, too. Here's a Joe Paluca, number 22 by Harvey Comics. Now the guy, on the backing board, it says that it's a very good plus, but you know, I've been grading comics for about 50 years, and if this is not a fine to very fine, I don't know what it is. I mean, with a clean, it might even go higher than that. if I were to, if I was into getting my comics graded, this is definitely one I would consider getting graded because it's just in really nice shape. And this is from July of 1948. I believe it's reprints from the comic strips. Rip Hunter Time Master. This is the first one of these I've gotten in many, many years. It's the only one in my collection currently. It's not, hopefully not going to stay that way. I'm going to be actively collecting these before too long as I, finish other collections. Lois Lane 103. Always liked that cover. And we're just going to run through these pretty quick. Lois Lane 99. Lois Lane 97. And this is another one of those comics that I'm not actively collecting, but I pick them up when I see them. 95. If the prices are right. 85. Neil Adams cover, I believe. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. And this is number 84. That's 85. This is 84. If I seem to be going through these a little faster, it's because I want to get the video finished and get it out. It's $6:44 on Wednesday morning. The video should be dropped at 7. It's going to be late. Captain Action number 5. I haven't even taken these out of the plastic. I just got these. Nice Gil Kane cover. Captain Action number 4. Captain Action number 3. Now this cover, Petria or something like that. I can't remember what the pose is, the proper name of it. I know that Felix will probably stick it in the comments. But the cover is used again and again and again in comics. The most famous one is probably, I think, Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8, where Supergirl has died and they're holding her. But this is one of the earlier ones that I know of. It's Captain Action number 2. And Captain Action number 1. So that finishes my collection of Captain Action. It starts and finishes it. Now this one, I just had to show you this. This is the way this was shipped to me. It's in a folder. In a folder. In a folder. Action Comics 563. It's actually in pretty nice shape, and I just got a real big kick out of the way it was shipped. No major flaws. It's not really dirty. And January 1985. So the newsstand is appropriate, and for a newsstand copy, it's really nice. But direct market copy of this would be a little more rare. Now let's go down to what you've all been waiting for. Everybody knows I'm going to pick that cover, right? Where's the other ones? Where's the other two? Okay, here's the other, all the 3 comics. This one people are going to assume that I'm going to pick because it's got Supergirl on the cover. It's a nice cover. I really do like it. I've had it in the cold press for, well, since I made the previous video, I think on Sunday. So it's been cold pressed since then. It's flattened out reasonably nice, not completely. But I wanted to clean it before I put it into a hot press. So, but no, that's not my cover of the week. Which leaves it to these two. This was hands down the pick of the chat, or of the comments. Everybody likes this cover, and I like it too. Gray Man likes this cover best. To be honest with you, so do I. This is my pick of the week, because while this is a really good cover and it's got a lot of nice elements to it, this one makes me laugh. It brings a smile to my face and makes me laugh. That's why this is my cover of the week. Kind of puts the comic back in comic books. And we'll just... I didn't realize I've been out of focus all day. It happens. So yeah, I like this one best for this week. And this was the pick from the comments. This is the pick of the week of the comments. This is my pick of the week. And this just didn't even make it in. Beautiful cover, but it didn't make it. Sorry, Supergirl, you're out of it this week. So there you go. My pick of the week. Gray Man's pick of the week. And the comments pick of the week. So, make sure before you handle your comics, you wash your hands. It's good for your comics. It's good for your health. And we'll see you next video. Bye. How can they not like that comic? How can they not like that cover best? It's just an awesome cover. We like it a lot.